Hi, my name's Steve and welcome to the Seaside Allotment channel, and this is a quick update on the early baking potatoes experiment. So what I did was I planted them in plant pots, and it was only about 2 weeks ago. So basically I'm looking to give them a couple of weeks head start there. And then I've dug deep holes in one of my coal frames and I've planted them down into those holes, given them a good bit of fertiliser. And actually what I've just used is a mix of seaweed meal and well rotted cow manure for that. And so these holes are really deep, so about this deep, and then I planted the pot into those holes so that probably they've got about 6 inches above the soil line of the pots. And then I've mulched over the top, not completely covering the leaves of those potatoes. So, you know, probably from the potato to where the mulch is now, it's about that much in terms of depth. So it's pretty deep. So the theory is that, well, I'll actually just go back to how I come up with this idea. So when we first got Jennie's plot, we didn't get it until April time. And so we ended up planting the potatoes, Charlottes, on April the 27th. And when we harvested those, I think it was the 8th of August, they were baking potato size. So that was really early for baking potatoes. Anyway, so it struck me that if I could basically shift that April the 27th to August the 8th window, if I could shift that back a month, then I could be harvesting baking potatoes at the beginning of July. So I looked at the light levels, and the light levels for April and May are effectively as good as June here, and as good as June and July. So from a light level point of view, there's no problem with shifting back. So it's all down to can I keep them warm enough. So by starting them early in the conservatory in pots, then planting them into a coal frame under fleece during the day, and then closing the coal frame lid at night, but opening it during the day so they're getting a good amount of light. And I'll leave that fleece on for the first couple of weeks, and then I'll take it off, and well, assuming there's no frost, I'll take it off. So what I'm hoping is that by doing that, I've shifted at least 1 month early. But I've still provided really good heat and light levels. So that's my theory. And if I can get those potatoes, my objective is that those potatoes will have full green growth by late April, early May, and then they'll enjoy really high light levels and really high warmth all the way through May and June, harvest in July. So that's the theory. And I've done it in a coal frame. Of course, I could have done this in the polytunnel, but the reason is watering becomes a real pain in the polytunnel for potatoes in containers. It just gets so hot here during the day that I would just have to be watering morning and night basically to keep those potatoes okay. The other thing is that, you know, potatoes are a fairly low value crop by comparison with other things that I could have in containers in here. Right now, things like the early French beans, the early runner beans, courgettes, things like that. So I'm trying to focus the polytunnel on those things. And the other thing is, of course, in a coal frame, I can effectively just open it up and give them full sun without the heat during the day. And so that's, you know, I think that's probably a better solution. Anyway, it's a nice little interesting little experiment. I happen to have that coal frame free, and because in that coal frame on the other side, because my coal frames are sort of in 2 segments, they're going to have sweet potatoes in them. So those sweet potatoes and those potatoes want similar conditions, so I can treat them the same. Anyway, that's the quick update on the early baking potatoes. I'm really quite excited to see how this one goes. See you soon.